Hi everyone, this is Alex Sangha and welcome to my YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel, I talk about mental wellness, I talk about identity, I talk about spirituality, and today we have Grandma Jay as my guest. She's a regular guest on the show, and she is my wonderful, beautiful mother. Say hi, Grandma Jay.
Sat Shri Akal ji. Hello.
Sat Sri Akal. So today we're going to talk about spirituality, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Sikhism and, what does it mean to be a Sikh? What does it mean to be spiritual? And what does the Sikhism say about many spiritual questions? So, first of all, how are you doing? How's everything going?
Great. I'm doing good.
Great.
Yes.
So today, Mom, this will be an education for me because I have never actually read the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh Holy Scriptures. I mean, what language was it originally written in?
Actually, there are lots of different language in India, and they have that. I don't fully understand all those languages, and
No, the Guru Granth Sahib. The
Guru Granth Sahib is it's. I read like it's a Punjabi language. We call that Gurmukhi, but there are more other languages in it too.
Oh.
They have.
What about in the original Guru Granth Sahib, who wrote it down and put together the 10 books? What language was that
No,
in?
it's not 10 books. Sri Guru Granth Sahib is one.
One
so
book.
when people translate into a simple Punjabi the meaning of the shabads, then some people done in 8 books, some people done in 10. We call them pothiyan. And so then also you can find 2 senchiyan, half in one, half in other to read. And but mostly if you go to the Gurdwara, they have the whole Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and you see how they shrine and everything. And in the house you can read from senchiyan one by one, or if you want to read the meanings. Nowadays it's easy. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. So, we're on YouTube too.
Yeah, I
so
read that.
So basically, I'm asking you a question, Mom. The question is, the original Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh Holy Scripture, what language was it written in?
I believe it's Gurmukhi, but there are lots of other.
Gurmukhi is a type of Punjabi.
Yes, but it's also other languages in it.
Oh, I see. Like what other languages?
Yes, like some maybe Sanskrit words and Punjabi words, Arabic words, and South Indian language words.
Hindi words?
And
What about Hindi?
Yes, Hindi is from Sanskrit too. So there are lots.
So there's a lot of languages in the Guru Granth Sahib. So it's a kind of a holistic scripture, right?
Yes, yeah, it's for everybody.
So now of these 10 gurus, let's learn a little bit about Sikhism now. There was 10 gurus, right?
Yes.
How many now they come from Hindu families or Muslim families? How many were Hindu? How many were Muslim?
Those days they were called Hindu, and you know more history about that, the Indus Valley, and how they start to call.
No, but the actual 10 gurus themselves.
But when because they start the Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji start. So they were all born into the Hindu families.
Were all 10 of them were Hindu? There was no Muslim gurus?
No.
So all 10
there are some bhagats.
Yeah.
Like Baba Farid Ji. Their Bani is into the Guru Granth Sahib.
Oh, their hymns and poetry and stuff.
So
you're telling me that all 10 of the Sikh gurus were from Hindu families?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that is something I learned today. So the other question I have, so we are really originally Hindus and then, people became Sikh.
No, you can't really say that. Because Guru's philosophy was different than the Hinduism. That's why they start that new religion. We are our own self, different religion. Sikhism.
Oh. But some people are saying that Guru Nanak didn't want to create a religion.
It's a way of life.
He wanted to create a philosophy and a way of life.
It's a way of life.
So really when people refer to Sikhism as a religion, it's actually incorrect.
I'm not in the position to answer every question you ask me because I'm not that knowledgeable. But what I know is a simple, plain thing that it's written in many languages involved within it, and mostly written in Punjabi language. And Punjabi language is Baba Farid Ji was born before Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and lots of other Bhagats Bani in it, and then lots of devotees. And then the idea the philosophy and the meaning is the same, whoever wrote it. They all talk about the spirit and the high spirit.
Okay.
They all talk about soul and the supreme soul.
Okay, so what is the difference between the soul and the supreme soul? What is happening there?
They believe it's an energy, and the whole universe is going around is with the energy. And then when you see any calendar or anything from past, people have that, and they have one round circle around them on the head. It looks white energy, roshni, light, whatever word you can understand. I'm not a scholar in English and in religion or anything. I'm a plain and simple person, but what I read, what I know, that's how I understood.
Okay, so let's go back to people who have absolutely no understanding of Sikhism and they have some fundamental questions of what Sikhism is saying.
Yeah.
So you're someone who has read the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh Holy Scripture, 75 times from beginning to end, and you're still learning. So I know you don't know everything, but let's just have a discussion about some of the stuff that you have learned. So the first thing is, my first question is, how does Sikhism say that creation started, that the people started, that how did God or the creator, we believe in one God, how did this God create the universe? How did it start? How did people start? How did this creation start? The planets, the earth, how did it all begin?
It starts from the dhuni.
What is that?
Sound.
Sound, okay.
Sound. And as I say that I don't know, as little I know, I will say lots of other people make an answer for those things. And you asked me before that Guru Granth Sahib is written by 5 gurus first, and when the 5th Guruji write, and then they put it into a Granth shape. And then Bhai Gurdas Ji wrote it, and they were both together sitting there. And the Bani is all written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji, Guru Amar Das Ji, Guru Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji. After that, the 9th Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. And that's much Bani about it. But they all talking about the same subject.
No, but my question to you is, so it started with sound. So where did the sound come from?
I don't know too much. But
so that it came from the creator.
But we believe
so the
that
creator is
when the child is born,
so
breathing through the navel, and that's what is that they call in Punjabi tunni, and this is like a dhuni, and this is like a sound, and everything belongs to that, the important part.
So interestingly,
Guruji
some people say in philosophy, in Western philosophy, I think.
Wait a second. Actually, Guruji say it's a plain and simple. The father's bind, that means a seed, and the mother's blood, and they put together, and that's how the people have birth and they came to the earth. But they not like a scientific way I can explain to you.
So I know in some people, now in Sikhism you're saying that creation started with sound, like a primordial sound.
Mm-hmm.
However, in some philosophy they say it came from thought. And some people say that, the thought predates existence. So thought created everything. Is there anything like that in Sikhism, or is it actually sound?
You can practice right now. You can make a thought that you just got married and you have a wife, you have a children, you have this, you have that. Nothing will happen. So I don't know. I have the right to disagree or agree with things. But that's all I know. They say that the father's bind and the mother's blood, and this is how the babies come. And then when that starts, there are lots of history. I am not knowledgeable enough for that.
Okay. So let's just say that, it started with sound. Okay, I understand. So this God, I'm not talking about Guru Nanak, I'm talking about the Supreme Being, the Supreme Light, the Supreme Soul that we believe in. Where did that come from?
Actually, I learned from the Sri Guru Granth Sahib because Guruji praising God, Guruji praising Naam, Guruji talking about that. But they already told us that there is no form, there is no body, and just like it's a. If you believe in it's there. If you don't believe it, it's not there. But to me, there is something higher than me. And I think it's a good idea to believe that, because that will keep you humble, kind, caring, sharing, loving person, rather than feeling arrogant, angry, egoistic, and all those bad stuff, because human body have all in them. That's why we say the God is inside watching you. When you have a thought process, one side the bad things come, the other side the good things come. We fighting with each other always to making any decision. And if you pay more attention to the goodness in the deeds, what you do all day or whatever, and then you are winning for that. And when you read the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and if you only go by the meaning of those words, then you may be confusing to yourself. And it's very crystal clear that sometime when we not reading from A to Z everything, and then you cannot really answer for that, because sometimes feel like it's contradicting it. But when you all read it, then you know what they're saying and what that mean behind for a couple shabads, and then the ahead couple shabads, and then it makes sense. It's all spiritual. This whole world is running around different things, and spirituality is only one thing, that anything you do in life, do it honestly, have a kind heart, treat other people as precious as you want them to treat, and then that's okay, it's good deeds.
Yeah. So we've talked about creation, which we believe it comes from sound, and then we are talking about, what is the creator and the supreme being? How are they described, or how is the supreme being described? And my mom is saying this person, according to the scriptures, is formless, genderless. What else are some of the descriptions?
Yeah, the thing is this, it's all in your thought process. When we are debating within us for good and bad, and when the good things are done by you, that means God was present there listening to you, guiding you. When you go to the bad stuff and you're not listening the little voice, not sitting with the Vaheguru's inside you to make a good decision, then you do all the bad things, and those bad things come out like devils and all those different type, like a worldly sense, we can say, the factories for the good deeds and the bad deeds. So you have to fight with yourself. Young people are crying for love and here and there and asking too much from other people. They will die. They can't live without anybody. There's no need for those kind of little things. Once the person is satisfied within themselves and within their deeds, and eat on time, sleep on time, do your good things, and then your inside will give you like a pat on the back, and you've done a good job today.
Okay, so my question is, just to understand this, so you're saying this is getting into some of the purpose of life. What is Sikhism saying about the purpose of life? Like to be kind, to do good deeds, to please God, to, you're saying God is within you, God is watching everything. Is God a punitive God who will punish you, or is God an all-forgiving God?
I can say 100%, God never punishes you. Nothing is happening bad on the earth is done by God. God is pure love. God is light. God is energy. God is all the positive things, like the sun giving you the light and they grow the food and people are growing, and the moon giving you the peace and you sleep tonight good, and then all the things. One thing only, God never punish anybody.
But then how can you explain then what is, if God is watching you and is aware of you and he doesn't punish anyone, I mean, then what motivation is there for people to do good things if bad people will get the same salvation as good people?
Because God is good. If the mother have many children, one is good, mom is feeding that child. The other one is opposite, 100% bad, but mom is still feeding the child. The God is like that type of a mother and father to everybody. God never do anything bad. God don't believe in anything bad.
So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's very spiritual, and I asked him to explain. He's very spiritual. Why are you spiritual? And he said, when I go to sleep, who is putting me to sleep? Who is with me? When I wake up in the morning, who is waking me up? Who is with me? He said he feels God putting me to sleep, and he feels God waking me up. He feels God never leaves him. And then I asked him, well, maybe that's your sleep-wake cycle, or maybe that's your, melatonin being released in your brain and going into your body, getting you drowsy and sleepy. He's like, no, there's a lot of people who take bottles of melatonin, they still can't sleep. There's a lot of people who take prescription sleeping pills, they still can't sleep. Once your mind is at peace, and once you have this belief and faith in God, and you feel that God is with you, then you feel God and you see God everywhere, around you, surrounding you, within you. And then he also said to me that if you believe in God, you have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Well, my grandfather used to say that if there is God, I will be happy to run and hug God. If there is nobody, then there's nothing to lose. So always leave that door open for that. This is how I was raised. And the other thing is that Guru Nanak Ji say, the whole universe is working for us to raise us. The night is like a nanny put the children to sleep, and the God is our nanny, and God is our parents, God is our guide, God is our mentor, God is our guru, God is everything for us, whoever believe in. So that's the way things go. But there's nothing, I think, even though 1430 pages I read, I learned that if Guruji say that we never ever be able to explain it, the whole thing, because there is no end for that. It's open subject forever.
Right.
So how can I, a little person, answer all those questions?
Yeah. Mom, you're more than a little person to me. You're my mother. In many ways, you're my creator.
Mm-hmm.
So the other question I have is, I want to go back a little bit to creation, and how did Guru Nanak know what God was like, and how did he create this philosophy? Why was he so sure that there is a God, and what a God is formless and all this? What happened to him? What, did he have an experience or something? Like why was Guru Nanak, who founded Sikhism, was it a product of the situation happening in India, an environmental problem, political problem? Or did he have some kind of vision or something?
Yes, definitely. Guru Nanak, when he was young, when they put him into school and to start writing Uda, first letter of the alphabet, so he was questioning about the universe and everything, that why would I do this when that can fade away? We write it down back home on the wood, and then you wash it, and then it's all go away. So Guru Nanak was always talking with logic, and then he grew a little bigger, and the family was doing some, in a Hindu ritual, they have a thread, they go around, they call Janev. He said he's not going to wear it, and the father was angry, and he said, I can only wear something which is not going to destroy. Understand? And he didn't do it. So he started from a very, very young age, all the things in the thought process, and that I am going to bring the change. So that's why I say the Hindu and the Sikh, those two are absolutely different. It's not the same. When you born somewhere, Amar, when you born somewhere in a Sikh family or any family, that does not you are the true Sikh. If you don't follow those things, maybe you are not Sikh. Sikh, you have to, anybody, any country, any place they belong to, lots of people turning into Sikhism with the logic. Nowadays, lots of people in different countries, and they are all welcome. They are all welcome. So then,
but Sikhism does not say you have to follow Sikhism. They consider all faiths and ideas. Sikh actually means student or learner. So you have to constantly question You have to constantly be learning.
Yes.
You have to be a critical thinker, which is what we're doing now.
Yes. Yes.
I'm born into a Sikh family, and you are a devoted Sikh.
Yes.
We are having this conversation to educate ourselves and to learn about Sikhism, because we're not experts, but we are doing what we're meant to do as Sikh, and it is to learn.
Definitely.
We're meant to be as a learn.
Guruji we call that Satsangat. That means that we are talking about the truth. Yeah. Something we finding out the truth, we searching for the truth, and this is what we are doing according to the Gurbani, that Guruji like that, then that the people who follow their philosophy, they sit together and they have questions and answers for these things. Yeah. So main thing is, because this world is worldly things are changing all the time, everything happening. So mostly the things actually comes in thought process first.
So I'm going to go back to my original question. The question was, how come Guru Nanak was so sure of a creator? I mean, he could have been an atheist. What made him believe in spirituality and God and a creator? Like, why did he write down this, started this philosophy? Did he have a spiritual experience or some sort of vision or something? What happened to him to make him go down this path?
That's what I'm saying. He said, why would I have the thread around me? It's going to break. So I need the complete something which is always there. So that's how he was explaining there is a higher power, there is a super soul.
How did he know there was a higher power?
And there is a light.
So my question is, how did he know there is a higher power?
I was not there that time. And I cannot explain you more than Guru Nanak already explained things.
No, but you have read it now 75 times. And
yes, I read that.
Yeah,
and I am happy.
So you're telling me...
I am still
You're
learning.
telling me there's nowhere in the Guru Granth Sahib that explains how and why Guru Nanak followed the path that he chose to follow. Like, why did he become spiritual? Why did he believe in a creator? And how did he have the knowledge to describe that the creator was formless, genderless? How did he know that?
Guru Nanak crystal clear saying, these are the bad things. Don't steal, don't lie, don't kill anybody, don't do this, don't do that. And then the other hand, be good for everything. So he's telling you and leaving on you to decide who you want to be.
Okay. So I'm still not satisfied with that answer. But let's go forward. I mean, we're going to end this conversation today on, what does it say in the Guru Granth Sahib and the Sikh Holy Scriptures about death? So what happens?
Oh, yes. Wait a minute.
What happens? Yeah. What happens to the physical body, the supreme soul, the spirit? What happens when someone is dying in Sikhism? What happens?
The physical death has nothing to do in the Guru Granth Sahib. The physical birth and death is all belong to this world. The spiritual world, when you do something wrong, your conscience telling you not to do it. For example, there is a rule and regulation to drive the car. And your inside is telling you do not cross the red light. But you do it. And then that, whose fault is that if you die right there? And that is physical death. And according to the spirituality, the person die when a person rapes somebody, do wrong stuff to other people, do not respect the human being from one to the other, and that person is dead, not living alive, actually using the wisdom and intellect and the thought process and anything good person should do. It's a death when you're doing wrong things.
No, but I'm asking...
Bodily death, they don't talk about bodily death.
So the physical body just turns to ash and mixes with the earth. But what happens...
It's 5 elements.
So what
happens? It goes back to the 5 elements.
So what happens to... If we believe we have a soul and a spirit, what happens? Do we get reincarnated? Do we go to heaven? Do we go to hell? Do we go to God? What happens?
Listen, Guru Nanak Dev do not believe in anything like that. Guru's philosophy is, Raj na chaho, mukta na chaho, preet charan kamalare. ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਰਾਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਰਗ ਨਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਇਰ ਪਾਵਰ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਚਾਂ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਾਂ, ਉਹਦੀ ਹਿਊਮੈਨਿਟੀ ਲਈ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਾਂ, ਐਵਰੀ ਡੇ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ, ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਰਹਾਂ, ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਸਵਰਗ ਦੀ, ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਨਰਕ ਤੋਂ। ਨਰਕ ਹੈ ਸਭ ਗੰਦੀਆਂ ਆਦਤਾਂ, ਸਵਰਗ ਹੈ
So
ਸਭ
can you
ਚੰਗੀਆਂ
translate
ਆਦਤਾਂ।
that in English?
The good deeds are heaven on earth, the bad deeds are hell on earth. Anybody do wrong thing, people put that person into prison, and that is hell. Everybody do good things, and they're sitting with the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or the shrine is there. People are going the chore with respect for that, and then the person sitting there are thinking about that and doing the good things, and they are already living in heaven. You and me sitting together trying to figure it out these things, we are already living in heaven. Why we wait after death?
So what happens to the supreme soul? Does it go into another body, or the spirit you have, does it go to God, or does it go to another body and reincarnation? Do we believe in reincarnation?
We are very confused with other people, but in reality, when somebody die, nobody come back and tell the truth to us. We really don't know. We really do not know what happened after death, what happened here and there. Everything Guruji telling us to make this life precious and do all the good deeds and do something for humanity, and always do something good for other people. We say sarbat da pala, well wisher to all, and don't really waste time for after death or before death or anything. Nobody have the solution for that, and nobody guaranteed for anything for that.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is we have all these religions fighting each other because they think they know the answers, but really, do they really know the answers? How do they know these answers? Because someone wrote it down
Yes.
thousands of years ago in a book.
Yes.
One thing I like about Sikhism, is, like I mentioned, Sikh means student, it means learner, it means to be a critical thinker, it means to have a conversation, it means to constantly, engage and to learn about humanity and the people around you and who you are as a Sikh. So, this is what I like about it, is that it's a constantly evolving conversation. It's not a static religion, right? It means student.
Definitely.
Sikh means student, it means learner. And this is why having this conversation with Grandma Jay.
Yeah, I am
and
learning.
This is the end of our episode. And thank you, Grandma Jay. Thank you, my wonderful, beautiful mom. Thank you, my wonderful, beautiful mom.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation on Sikhism and spirituality. I walked you through, sort of creation, the purpose in life, what happens in Sikhism at the end of life, and some of the ideas in Sikhism that we share. So remember, if you just help and mentor one person in your life, then the whole world will be empowered. So thank you for joining us. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal ji.